The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Just about 90 seconds away, we'll give you another word for Ticket Puts Thursday. So if you've already qualified this hour, it's okay. You can do it again. 312-591-8300 for Riot Fest. So we'll get to that in just about 90 seconds. First off, we're still talking about internships and the way you were treated when you were an intern, apprentice, understudy. And listen, I have no regrets because it got me where I am today. If I didn't do an internship, I wouldn't be here. I know that.
Same.
It got me in the door, got me grinding, and I learned how to do things right. But some people take advantage of that situation of being in power over an intern or an apprentice. Like I did with Case when I took the money back for the donuts I gave him.
Well, it's very odd because I think people should be paid for the work they do, and unpaid internships in a way are unfair, but also I'd so much rather have them than not have them.
Well,
they've treated everybody in this room very, very well.
I can tell you this. I think it's great to get college credit for it, but I think in a way, this is going to be a bad take for a lot of people out there, but when you don't get paid, it shows how much you want it.
Yes.
And for me, I saw the people that got weeded out because they were like, screw this. And then I was the last man standing.
And you said, when you tell me to jump, I'm going to ask how high on the way up.
That's exactly right. And I had to struggle because I had to work 2 other jobs to pay for the money I was losing everywhere, but it just showed how much you want something. And it's, that's what it did for me anyway. That's my take. It might be a horrible take for other people out there just want to get $20 an hour.
I think you'll live. It's okay.
Yes, I'll be fine.
Now, real quick, what's the internship again that's giving people $20 an hour in the city?
It is the Chicago Bird Alliance to watch the piping plovers on Montrose Beach.
So if you're a college kid right now and you want to bird watch, piping plovers, this is a golden opportunity for you.
I'm saying go for it. Listen, people are giving out money, go get it. I'm not against that at all.
No, not at all.
I'm a capitalist. Go get the money. Get that. I want that internship to go. I live off Montrose. I want to go get that and watch those birds.
Do they have an age limit?
I'm trying to find the information on the internship. It says, let's see, get involved. I can become a member. Internships and jobs. Okay. The piping plover and shorebird outreach intern. The overview. So it's $6,000 for the whole summer, May 13th to July 27th. It even says flexible start and end date.
Look at that.
So you can even call your own shot.
Yeah, it's a really short window. I wouldn't be too flexible with that.
Yeah. I mean, it talks, let's say, learning objectives to demonstrate working knowledge of environmental issues in Chicago. Responsibilities and scope. Maintain a regular physical presence at Montrose Beach.
I can do that.
Okay. And engage with park users on the importance of natural areas. You can't do that.
I wouldn't approach anybody enjoying their day at the beach and go, hey, you guys want to hear about these birds real quick?
Yeah.
That's how you make new friends, Case.
I see you guys drinking your pineapple high noon there. First off, you're not supposed to drink on the beach. It's not legal. And secondly, the piping plovers over here, you could help them out a little bit instead of buying all that alcohol.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt your beach volleyball game. I'd like to talk to you about the birds for a minute.
Yeah. It's kind of like those people always trying to collect money on the corner. You just kind of pretend. You pick up your phone for a second and go like, I'm busy. I'm late for a meeting. I'm late. I never go to.
What people on the corner?
Like all those charity groups that want money on the corners of the city.
Oh, like the Jehovah's Witnesses?
Even legitimate ones.
I think he's talking about the actual homeless people. They're like, hey, man, I fell in some hard times. And Brian's like, no, sorry, too busy.
Look.
On the phone.
I'm pretty generous. I can't give to everybody. I have daycare to pay for.
That's right. I will bail you out here and say you are pretty generous.
Thank you.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, by the way, other responsibilities.
Oh, my God, still on the birds?
On the birds of this internship. I'm trying to see if there's anything that looks too tough here to do. Let's see. Assisting cross-training Plover Watch volunteers on use of educational materials and the best practices and when engaging with the public. See, that's the key. You got to know when to approach somebody.
Got to learn when to say, hey, I'd like to talk to you about birds today.
Yeah.
Piping Plover project.
You think you could do that, Lauren, this job?
Totally.
Yeah.
I'll do anything twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
So someone kicks sand in your face, you'll go back for one more, and then you're going to quit the internship.
Yeah, just make sure I don't like it.
Okay.
I think the problem is that I would approach people and say, is that a piping plover in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Not going to get the internship that way. With that attitude.
No.
You'll get a restraining order, though.
Beth is checking in from Schaumburg about an internship story. Beth, ahoy, what's up?
Ahoy. I just want to say I love you guys. Also, I miss Kenzie. Shout out to a first-time mom there.
Whoop,
I had
whoop.
a very rare... I'm sorry?
I said whoop, whoop.
What was that mating call?
That's the piping plover mating call, actually.
So it was a very rare at the time, a paid internship. I did get college credit through Augustana College. Another shout out there. I was with the marketing department at Six Flags.
Oh.
I was one of those annoying people on Palm Pilots. I know that will date me, but doing a little surveys at the front of the park when you just want to get in with your kids and get on with your life, and people are asking you all the questions. So I had the great pleasure of doing that. At the crack of dawn, I would go there, slather on my sunscreen. I had to buy my own ugly uniform. And one morning, my boss at the time was showing me how they did like PR checks. So they would have like Google Alerts, and they had this big screen, and they were showing us how they like basically Google themselves and see like what's going on in the news with Six Flags at the time. And that morning, a passenger in another park had severed their legs on one of the rides.
Oh
my God.
Goodness. Terrible.
Complete, total chaos. I was like beside myself. It didn't seem real, but needless to say, I didn't envy my bosses that day, and I am no longer in the amusement park industry.
That tracks.
I'm curious what you do, because how far you run away from the amusement park industry, what you do now.
I work from home on nursing grant.
Working from home was enough. That told me. You don't go outside anymore.
Safe.
After that experience, just can't do it. I got it. Thank you for checking in.
Is open.
Tickets.
Ticket Blitz Thursday.
On Q101.
Now, you see, that story wasn't fun, but this is fun. Riot Fest 2024, the return of Slayer. And the word to text is fun. F-U-N.
See what you did there.
Good, pretty good at this from all that internship time I got in here. Text FUN to 312-591-8300. That would be F as in fun, U as in underwear, and N as in nighttime, where you can really see what happens when you look at Douglas Park over the city skyline. That's what my memories of Riot Fest is, at night. I know the daytime is fine and the bands that play, but when you're there at night, that is such a cool vibe.
It is.
It's just amazing. So text FUN right now to 312-591-8300. You could be at Riot Fest.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And before we get to sports, we'll wrap up this conversation on internships or apprenticeships or understudies, of how you were treated maybe. And hopefully it was great. Hopefully it was awesome. Hopefully you make a lot of money somehow as an intern, but that's usually not how it goes.
Definitely not.
Not how it goes.
The exception, not the rule.
On the text line, Lauren, what do you got?
Christina in St. Charles worked for the city for her internship and had to watch construction sites. She didn't have any idea what she was looking at, but they made her be the bad guy and tell the neighbors when they accidentally cut their water or electric.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
What a job.
That's eating crap for sure.
I know you guys are getting ready to watch the challenge on MTV, but your power's going to be out for a while.
I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do about it.
This is why I know I could not survive the zombie apocalypse like one day. Mm-hmm. Because when the storms were 2 nights ago, the power flickered, and I have YouTube TV, so the modem flickered, so then the TV stopped.
Yeah.
And just for 5 minutes, and I started pacing the room.
Oh,
and
dude, it sucks.
it's the worst thing ever.
He was like, what am I going to do now?
Right.
What's my connection with
I
reality?
I grabbed my phone, and the Wi-Fi went out too, so I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, crap. I mean, I was really agitated. And then it came back up, and then it went out again because the power was flickering, and I'm like, oh, my God.
No, this is my whole point about why life sucked until like 25 years ago. First of all, what are you going to do? Read a book? No, thank you. Second of all, what are you going to do? Light a candle? Oh, great, I'm going to set myself on fire by accident. It's all awful. Thank God we have electricity.
Yeah, that's right. There we go.
Q101 Morning Crew.
Sports.
Well, it was in the middle of the Bulls game where they only went 2 for 29 for three-point land against the Pistons that night.
That's right. There was a storm inside the United Center, too. It was very bad for the Bulls.
Good Lord, what did I miss in that game?
Not much.
But last night, pretty incredible, Lauren. I don't know if you watched the Bulls game last night.
I did not.
You didn't catch that one?
I didn't catch that one. Sorry, guys.
Wild game, Lauren.
Yeah?
Double
What'd I miss?
double overtime victory against a really good Cavs team, by the way, if you don't pay attention. They are 38-20. So the Bulls won 132-123. Debo dropped 35. Andre Drummond had a poster dunk. Oh, my goodness, this dunk was incredible. And he had 26 rebounds, Lauren.
Listen, I already said today.
What's your pivot away from Andre Drummond here? I'm so curious.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for him. I have never been able to get into basketball. I don't know what my hang up is, but it drives me crazy because all it is doing, ding.
That's what basketball is, Deanna?
Yeah, it's just the sneakers and armpits everywhere, and then there's just the sound effects. I don't know what it is, but it bothers me. So I can't actually watch a game. Maybe it would be different if I went to a game.
Yeah, that would help.
I'm very excited for the Bulls. I hope they do well.
Well, you don't have to say that part because they actually are going to make the playoffs at this pace, but they've had a rough couple
It's good for
decades.
Us. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an odd thing where like they're right now if the season ended today, they would make the play-in tournament and they would have a real shot at possibly advancing to the playoffs. But no one's excited about them.
They're not excited, Lauren, because the frustration of knowing that they're just going to lose anyway pretty early in the playoffs. And it's been like that for years, since the Derrick Rose era and before that till the Jordan era. You're talking about 25 years and only a little bit of a window of a chance to be great. You've never been to a Bulls game?
Never.
Okay, that's a great video then. We
need to go to one first.
Yes, and then see your reaction to a live basketball game.
And just be holding my ears for the doing.
What is the...
It's the shoes. They're so squeaky. It's so loud.
I understand the squeaking. What is the doing sound effect?
When it misses.
It sounds like, NBA 2K1. Like, bang. Wow.
Such a good ball.
This is good information because, again, we learn more about each other when you're on at 10 usually and you're in with us. I learn more things that you've never been to a Bulls game, and you need to get to one because live basketball, me and Case are big basketball guys on TV, but going to it is a different experience. And the Bulls is voted year after year the best experience in the NBA.
I'm in. Let's go.
For what the things they do, the shirt cannons and all that stuff.
Do they have fried pickles, Case?
No,
not at the UC, but Benny the Bull puts on such a show that even if you're not into the game itself, Benny is just, God, what a talent.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a talent.
And I also love mansplaining basketball, so we should go together and I could just explain everything to you during the entire game.
Well, that sounds like a party.
Yeah.
No, people love it. People really love it.
Worth the price of admission.
Yeah, people love it. So more on that game last night that was historic. Bulls out-rebounded the Cavs by 35. They had a record 39 rebounds at half.
That's a lot of rebounds.
That's insane. With Andre Drummond having 26 of his own, incredible. And this after that last Bulls game where they were against the Pistons, the worst team in the NBA, that they were 2 from 29 from three-point land. So
bad news.
More Bulls news, because I know you're interested, Lauren.
So interested.
You know who Lonzo?
No, I love to hear it. I love your passion. Please teach me about basketball.
Do you know who Lonzo Ball is?
Sounds familiar?
More like Lonzo Bench, am I right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Boy.
So he is on the Bulls. That's a Kenzie joke, right?
I know. I stole that from our friend Kenzie.
That's okay. We can steal from each other. It's okay.
Yes.
Other morning shows steal from this show, but we don't steal from anybody else because we're better.
At Ed Lover.
So Lonzo Ball plays for the Bulls. And maybe you remember the whole Bull saga, the Ball saga, I should say, with the family. And why am I drawing a blank on the dad? LeVar Ball. And this is we're going back about a good 3, 4, 5 years here, but all his sons turned out to be great basketball players.
Well, 2 of the 3.
2 of the 3 are good.
LiAngelo turned out to be a criminal.
Is that right?
He got arrested for shoplifting in China, remember?
That's right. Yeah. Forgot about that one. Lonzo Ball plays for the Bulls. He got hurt over 2 years ago, January 14th, 2022.
I've heard about him through you.
Okay, he hasn't played since.
Yeah.
He's making $74 million. Basketball contracts are guaranteed, unlike some NFL contracts, which blows my mind. They've guaranteed money, but they still have some money on the table, their contract they won't get if they get cut or whatever. So he's making this money, $74 million. He hasn't played at all. And according to a tweet came out yesterday from Jay Cowley Hoops, he's still unable to sprint at this point.
So probably can't play.
He's had many surgeries, but you see him on Instagram with his kid, playing, but I think he's faking. And I don't really want to do that with people. I don't want to put that on somebody, because if you're hurt, you're legitimately hurt.
That's a heavy accusation.
But they've had doctors all kinds look at his leg, and they can't figure out what's wrong. And maybe he's just chilling on the bench making the money. I don't know. I don't know him. I don't want to throw that smoke at him, but
you just want him to play.
He was brought here to be a piece of a new puzzle, and nothing's happened.
So, Lauren, if we were able to get Lonzo Ball back on the court, if he was able to join the Bulls once again, what would that sound like?
Oh, don't do it. Doing.
And that would be his knee hurting again.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and today is Leap Day. And we've found out earlier that if you're a salaried employee, today's a free day for you. You don't get paid for today. Very depressing to start it off, but we got some good news in a second here. But yeah, Case really got upset about that. We started off this morning before you got here, Lauren, and was like, it's Leap Day, and let's go. And then someone said, you don't get paid today.
I don't think that's true, but
It is.
Yeah, it's free labor. I'm not getting a bonus.
You're not going to get paid an extra day on your salary because of today.
My pay structure is 365 days a year. As far as I'm concerned, I got screwed over by the man today.
I don't think it works like that. I think you get paid bi-weekly.
So you think your paycheck's going to be bigger in this one?
Well, no, it's just
Right, it's
another
not.
day of the bi-week that's on your paycheck.
But your paycheck's not going to be bigger in this 2-week pay period because of this extra day of work.
Yeah, but it's an extra day that'll add on to another 2-week paycheck.
No, not how
my
that
God.
works. Not how that works. Interesting you're fighting against the working man, Lauren.
Are you sure? We're not working
Interesting.
for free today, but
I'll remember that.
We are. I want to say, if you're a salaried employee, you're working for free today.
I don't think that that's true, but agree to disagree.
Okay. But if you're a part-timer or hourly employee, you make more money today.
You're living a good life.
You get that extra time.
Yeah, you're a Rockefeller today.
Yeah. But if you're like us, the poor salaried people out there with health care and parking, you can go get yourself some good deals today. How about this? Chipotle's offering free guac. Free
Okay.
guac today.
That's a big deal.
I'm going to tell you, the little shout out to the Chipotle over by Wrigley Field on Addison. They're a machine in there. They're so nice and they're great. And you ask for, I'm not telling you to do this every time, but if you ask for, get a little extra more rice in there, they'll throw it in there.
Do you have to ask them like that with your voice all cracking?
Yeah, a little bit extra rice, a little bit nice, baby.
I've got a daughter.
I'm curious, when you ask for guac, do they remind you every time that it's extra? Because that to me is always like, do I not look like I have guac money?
Well, you,
I know it's extra.
you didn't look like you went to college, Lauren. I don't know if you
That's true.
got guac money.
It's true.
But are you asking for guac on the burrito or a side?
In the bowl.
In the bowl.
So yeah,
you
throw
want to
some
mix
guac
it into
in
the bowl.
there, and they're like, just so you know, it costs extra every time.
I didn't
I
know
know
that.
it costs extra.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know it costs extra? You didn't know?
I didn't know it cost extra. I'm talking about guac and chips. You get the side, it's going to cost more. That's a side
Oh,
of
okay.
guac.
I thought it was just the upgrade. You get slap that guac on there for free. I'm pretty sure it's $1.50.
I don't know for sure. I know my chicken burrito was $9.50 with the chicken, the black beans, white rice,
Walk us through it. Yeah.
the sour cream, cheese, and romaine lettuce. I don't get guac on the burrito.
Do you ask them for a little bit extra?
A little bit more rice in there. Okay, Taco Bell's offering rewards members a Crunch Wrap for $2.29 in the app.
I love a crunch wrap.
Yeah,
Oh man.
you look like a Crunch Wrap girl. That makes sense.
That's what you look like.
Great.
7-Eleven's offering customers any combination of 5 wings for the same price, $2.29. Get it? $2.29 the Leap Day. Hooters is giving loyalty members select appetizers for $2.29.
And if you're a Hooters loyalty member, I'll give you therapy because you need help.
That's not true.
Oh, that's not true at all.
That's a good person right there. That's a good because I want to know what the points get otherwise besides
That's
apps.
true.
Krispy Kreme has a promotion. You get an original glazed dozen for $2.29 with the purchase of any regular price dozen. But if you can prove you were born today on February 29th, you get a free original glazed dozen at Krispy Kreme.
Okay, so the special's not for newborns, to be clear. It's if you were born on a leap year.
I would try bringing your newborn in there right from the hospital if they were born today.
Hey, we got donuts to get.
Baby's first meal.
Baby's on an incubator's, bring her in there like, hey.
Baby wouldn't like a donut? Yeah, right.
Are you kidding me? Wendy's is offering customers a free Cinnabon pull apart.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. Pull apart.
Apart.
Yeah, they come apart. Jesus. And by the way, Wendy's came out because they got a lot of flack in the last 48 hours about this dynamic pricing they were going to do maybe in 2025, surge pricing, and everybody went nuts. I don't know if they changed it, but they came out and said, no, let's be clear. we're not raising prices. It's not going to be this surge on a Baconator if everybody's in line. It's only designed to lower prices in downtimes.
So this actually works to our benefit. You can get cheaper Wendy's.
Yes.
But usually when you hear dynamic pricing, like with tickets for concerts, that's not a good thing.
No.
This is a good thing.
I don't know if they got flack and they changed it, or they said they were media misquoted it or whatever.
Interesting.
So it's not a bad thing what Wendy's said. At least we'll find out in 2025. Because the Baconator is delicious. I don't care if it's surgeon, to be honest. I would never go, you're charging me $1 more? Yeah. Fine, I need this Baconator now anyway.
But you don't have to worry about that because Wendy's is for the working man.
That's right. Absolutely. Let's see. Some other places, 29% off. Marco's Pizza. You ever had Marco's Pizza?
I have not.
So there are locations here. That's I grew up in Toledo, Ohio, and that's their headquarters. That was my pizza growing up as a little kid, and I love it. And then they somehow became national, and now they're almost everywhere. But there's not a ton of them around here, but there are some Marco's Pizzas. Noodles & Company, Papa Murphy's, Smoothie King, all doing 29% off. Here's probably the best offer of the day. Staples is offering rewards member a free passport photo.
That's one hell of a deal.
That's huge.
So run over to Staples.
I'll see you guys at Staples later.
That's right. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Start texting in your takeaways right now, 312-591-8300. Something stayed in your brain about today's show here on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And listen, we're going to get to our takeaways here in a second. Dougie Styles in for Lauren because Lauren's been here all morning long. She needs to take a nap.
Yeah, I'm in the trenches.
And by the way, Brian, I have some extra cash on me if we want to divvy it up, see.
No, I'm done with that. I don't want any part of it. I started to make a move, and I was one of those things where I just was Homer into the bushes for a second. I'm done. I'm moving on. But
all right, okay.
Dougie Styles will tell you something amazing he has coming up at noon today. I mean, this is amazing. Kind of like we announced the Cage the Elephant show at 7. You can see all the information at Q101.com and our socials about that show. But he'll tell you that in a second. Just want to get your takeaways first. So, takeaways from the show. Case, what do you got from our listeners?
Jeremy from Chicago checked in. He said a Salem doctor couldn't get sex, so he said the women were witches in retaliation.
Totally.
That is what we learned about the Salem witch trials today.
That's a fact. Lauren, what do you got?
Chef Sean said, screech, 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 doink. Screech, 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 doink.
Doink.
Screech, screech, screech. That's a basketball in a nutshell.
No, listen.
Didn't hear that?
And the armpits. Don't forget about the armpits.
So many armpits. Ugh.
Why are you afraid of armpits?
I'm not afraid of them. I just don't want to see them.
It sounds
and
like you're terrified of them.
There's usually faces in them. There's just so much armpit, so much face, so much squeaking. It's my nightmare.
So the Piping Plover's internship on the beach is out because people have armpits on the beach too.
They're not shoving their faces in them. It's like a basketball game.
You haven't been up to Montrose Beach very much. They're showing a lot of faces and armpits there. Ryan the Pepper Guy checked in 773. Takeaway. Lauren's mother is apparently a rock eagle. I'm waiting for our double features guys to do some kind of egg from a rock eagle of
Lauren.
Lauren.
What we learned today, Lauren was hatched from an egg by an eagle of rock.
I can't even get it out.
Brian the scientist.
Okay. Huge thing with Dougie Styles today at noon. What do you got?
Man, we're a couple hours away before a world premiere. We are going to be the first radio station to play brand new music from 21 Pilots, guys.
That is so epic.
Oh, and I'm going to let you know when their new album's going to be coming out.
Yup.
We'll play the song. Our boss is out of town, so I'll probably play the song 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
So don't tell anybody I said that, but I'm going to do that. Yeah.
That's a power move.
Yeah, pretty much. I have absolutely no power, but that's the one thing I can do, I think.
Really curious about this because they've been hinting on this kind of transformation of the band.
That's right. A new era.
It's always a new era.
And they are, without question, the greatest live performers of our generation.
I would agree with that for sure.
And people might say, what are you talking about? Well, every time somebody I know, like even myself at one point, hadn't seen them live but knew the music, when you saw them at Twisted and when the Q101 takeover those weeks at United Center, at Aragon, at the Bottom Lounge, and the other one was?
House of Blues.
House of Blues, my place. I mean, they are the greatest performers of our time.
I would totally agree with that. And for those who don't know 21 Pilots intimately, there's only 2 of them. It's just Tyler and Josh.
Yeah.
And every album has been a different era for this band. So my fellow cookies know there's a lot of Clancy coming.
Ooh, that was a little tease too there, Lauren.
How about
there
it?
you go. Wow.
So make sure you're at noon. I would just make sure you're here at like 1:45 to be safe.
And then we're going to be playing it at the top of the hour, afternoon, the rest of the afternoon. Brian Phillips will bring you home with 21 at the top of the hour as well. So, yeah. And we got Riot Fest tickets all day.
Oh, yeah,
How about that? Jeez.
We got a lot of stuff going on.
Stay here, but go back to the podcast, the new Brian and Kenzie podcast. What's on there today, Case?
Brian and I learned a ton about Buddy Holly this morning.
Oh,
and
nice.
the Big Bopper and La Bamba. That was a great conversation to start the show. Go check that out. And then, of course, Tom Skilling retired last night, and we learned all about how Lauren creeped him out on her day at WGN.
That's right.
That's not true.
Well, facts are facts.
He
And
may
the
be creeped
podcast
out
says
now.
it's a fact.
He may be creeped out now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thanks
so-
to you guys.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.